I love that this is a self-cleaning tree. Anytime it decides to get rid of a frond, instead of it turning brown and just hanging on the tree itself, it will release and drop that frond. So hey you guys, good morning. Today we are going to talk about my favorite palm trees. So I thought I'd list 5 of my favorite palm trees and why, and that way if you guys are looking in kind of creating a landscape similar to a lot of the landscapes that I share with you here on YouTube, then you know a little bit more about each and every palm tree. So let's get started. So today I am standing underneath a very old Pygmy date palm. In so many of my videos, you guys get to see these Pygmy date palms, when they're newly planted and when, just maybe a year or two in. But this guy is 22 years old. It is just like absolutely stunning. It's just around my mailbox, so I have to keep it trimmed up so that way we're always able to walk underneath of it. But overall, this is kind of the coverage that they offer, that big giant canopy head. I mean, this guy's offering about, I would say overall, 18 to 20 foot of width of coverage above me, which is so fabulous. So imagine if I'm trying to block out something like a screen room or a big roof line in somebody else's house. It does such a fantastic job of giving me that width and that dense canopy coverage above it. Now, in this particular case, like I mentioned, I do need to kind of leave it a little bit open underneath of me so that way the mailman, is still our friend and it's not mad at us, and we can walk underneath of it to collect our mail every single day. So was it the ideal choice and placement? Probably not, but 20 years ago, I can't say that it was one of my worst mistakes. So overall, I'm very, very happy with this tree. It's got about, I would say, if I kept it trimmed the way you're supposed to, it's got about 6 foot of openness, and then the canopy is from that point on. And that's kind of what I love about these guys. So imagine some of the landscapes that I've done in the past. By the time 20 years goes by, the foxtails or the coconut palms or the other upper canopy palms are going to be, 30 foot tall, and then you'll have these guys still underneath of them, and then below them you'll have 5 or 6 foot of something like the Brazilian red cloaks like I've got clustered over there. That'll take up this open space, that if that's what you're looking for to tier your landscaping in. So you want something underneath of these guys that are going to fill in, maybe something like double peach hibiscus that's going to be 6 foot all the way around. So you've got these blooms, wall of blooms, and then you've got this canopy coverage above you. So that's what I love about palm trees. I hear this so often in comments that palm trees only give you coverage for so long, and that's absolutely true. You got to work with what Mother Nature gives you, and palm trees are going to give you fantastic coverage like these Pygmy date palms, but you got to work with what's underneath. So maybe you start in the beginning with something cute like pentas and colorful little blooms or butterfly plants, and then here comes my mailman. This is just perfect timing. So I'm going to speed this up. So, but yes, this is a palm tree that you can really grow with plants. So you start with something small in the beginning, and then as the plant or the tree matures, then you go in with something bigger: Lucie, Brazilian red cloaks, double peach hibiscus, dwarf firebush, anything like that. It's going to take 5 or 6 foot of coverage. Now you've got something to really layer in with. So we're going to go right now to the very next tree and get out of my mailman's way. See you in a sec. So we are now to my second palm of the day, and this is not, I don't like it less than the Pygmy, I don't like it more than the Pygmy. I cannot really choose between my children, but I definitely want to show you guys my top 5, and fortunate enough, my top 5 are in my garden for those same reasons, because they're my favorites. But number 2 is the foxtail palm. Love the foxtail palms. I've got 3 of them here in this little cluster grouping here. These guys are self-cleaning, which is one of the things I love about them. So that means that when their fronds are ready to drop, they let loose right at the core and they drop. Not something I've got to pay a guy to come and trim and, kind of maintain them in that way. They do such a nice job of really becoming a nice self-cleaning, clean looking tree. I also like the substantialness of it. I love their trunk. I love how they become columns. Now, in my particular case, they're kind of anchoring the corner of my yard, and I love curved trees. I love coconut palms. I love that natural curved look to a tree, because I think to me it screams tropical. So I found some beautiful curved trunked foxtail palms, and Randy Sexton. The Sextons are my friend. He was so fast. He was just so wonderful. And he's like, I don't know what to do with the curved trees. If you want them, you can have them. So he really worked out a good deal for me to take some of his curved palm trees. And I've used them in other designs. I think they look fabulous around pools. I don't know why more people don't use curved foxtails. I think they look fantastic. But obviously I love them so much I brought them to my own house. So these are 3 curved foxtail palms, and they're framing a centerpiece silver tree. I love the contrast of all of this leaf color. I mean, just look at how dark and deep these frond canopies are. Then you've got the silver in the middle, and then you've got the light kind of really bright kind of coloring of green of the king sagos. That's what's so fun about palm trees is you can have so many different greens within that space, and one will highlight the next. So it does. Foxtail palms are always going to be up there with my favorite. So as far as the growth rate, they're pretty intermediate, so they grow faster than a pygmy date palm. So even if your foxtail palm is just a tad bit taller when you put it in and you put a pygmy date palm underneath of it, it is never going to compete together. So that foxtail palm will always outgrow that pygmy date palm. Your foxtail palm will grow all the way between 27 to 30 foot tall, so it's always going to be your upper canopy, unless you have a royal or a coconut. That will be your rear canopy of those, because those will grow taller all the way into the 40 and 50 range. So your foxtail palm is overall generally a large palm tree in your plant grouping, so it's usually towards the rear tier of your garden or framing something. And then the growth rate on that is, it averages. I get about 2 to 3 foot a year on average of those. Now I fertilize pretty regularly, so I know that helps everything out, and my soil is sandy. If you're in a clay-based soil and it holds a little bit more water, you're going to get 1 foot a year max of growth from that foxtail palm. And foxtail palms not only grow taller, but they grow chunkier too. So if you're looking for that big column, make sure when you're picking out a tree, find a tree that has a nice big thick trunk to it, and it'll be even more gorgeous as it grows in. So overall, foxtail palms are my favorite. All of these palms, just before I forget to mention it, all of these palms really love a good dose of 8-2-12 palm fertilizer. It's my favorite palm fertilizer to use. I'll link my favorite down below. Also, there's a chelated micronutrient mix too. That's fantastic. It's a water soluble fertilizer that you can easily put on as a drench, or you can spray it on with a hose, and it's just a fantastic one too. And I'll also put that in the link down below. But those 2 products really help keep my palm fronds green and lush and look like a fox's tail. So I hope that helps. So we're going to go on to number 3 of my favorite palm trees, which is not too far. So we're just going to take a step over here. So this guy right here, this bottle palm, I've got them in singles. I've got them in triples. I had one in a double. Unfortunately, we had to move it. So it was near our septic tank. Didn't realize it at the time. So I love this guy. He is right near my walkway, which my husband is not so much in love with. At some point, he is going to grow up and over that walkway, so those limbs will not be in the way. But I do not mind walking around the limb or lifting the limb as I walk through, because you can't interfere with the beauty of the tree, how I feel. That's just how I feel. So this is a triple bottle palm, and you can imagine, you can see the reason why they call it a bottle palm. The base of the tree itself has a beautiful bulbous kind of broad base. And as I mentioned, you can get them in that same look as a single, as a double, or as a triple. If I found a quad, I might fall over and have to get it, but I've not run across a quad yet. But I love the way it looks. What I really enjoy about these trees is it's always going to be my smaller tree of variety. So this is going to be a tree that I'm going to layer underneath a foxtail palm or underneath a coconut palm. It's never going to be a tree that's going to compete with any of my taller palm trees. It's going to give me that squat, chunky bit of interest. This is a palm at night. I love to see it glow with the lights on it, because it has like a sculptural look in the landscape. So this is going to be the in-your-face palm, the palm that's going to give your landscaping depth, and then your next layer is here, and then so on here, and that's what brings those palm tree layers together. But this is a fantastic lower intermediate tree. The only kind of little tree that you might put underneath of it is, well, technically not a palm, but like a king sago or something like that, you can put underneath of this palm tree and it won't compete with it. But overall, it's probably going to be the smallest palm in your garden. But it's the baby of the group for sure, and so we treat it just as that. But this, if you'd like more information on this particular palm, so I don't go into too much detail, is I do have a plant of the week video on this palm talking about the growth habits, the fertilizer habits, and so on. And I also have a palm fertilizer video coming out. If it's not come out yet, it should be out very, very soon, talking about how to fertilize your palms and what to use to fertilize them. So that way you can keep them nice and happy and green. So let's go to the very next palm tree. All right, so here we are at our very next palm tree. And this is a common one, you guys. I know that many of you guys have had this palm tree and you love it or you hate it, but I'm going to tell you why I love it. It is the triple Christmas palm. I love it. Another self-cleaning palm, another fast-growing palm. However, it is a great intermediate palm. So if you notice, palm trees have a purpose for me. They not only give you that beautiful look, but I'm usually trying to kind of give a little bit of coverage somewhere. So this palm tree is doing just that. It's kind of giving me some intermediate coverage. If you're looking from the street, you'll notice my coconut palm still tiers above this tree. So layers are obviously one of my things, but I love that this is a self-cleaning tree. So anytime it decides to get rid of a frond, instead of it turning brown and just hanging on the tree itself, it will release and drop that frond. So it's fantastic for that. Overall, the height on this guy is about, not this particular guy, but overall the matured height on these guys are going to be 16 to 18 foot tall. So that makes it perfect for becoming an intermediate tree. You can still put a bottle palm underneath of this tree. You can put a pygmy date palm on the corners of this tree and create a nice thick canopy, because what will happen is you've got this openness to the trunk. And although I don't mind the openness to the trunk, I do have a tendency to want to either put something to the back of it or something chunked around it to kind of soften that. So, and because it's my front yard and I don't need those heavy layers, I did only put a couple clusters. So I've got the Lucie as a nice 6 foot, now maybe touching 7 foot backdrop. And then I've got the pinwheel jasmine kind of clustering around it to kind of give us just a little bit of underplanting softness. And then of course the little ruby reds, I just love them. I just think they just offer a nice bit of dark depth to a garden. So, you know, I like a tree that gives me a little bit of room, so I have room to layer, and these guys do just that. So now you can pair this again with a foxtail palm, and the foxtail palm is going to outgrow this. So if you said, for instance, you wanted to do a centerpiece, or you wanted to kind of combine this tree grouping together, you could put this tree as your centerpiece tree. You could put a foxtail to the right, a single foxtail to the right, a single foxtail to the left, 2 pygmy date palms to the left and right of this tree that's closer together. Then you could center it with a triple bottle palm in the middle, and voila, you have a grouping of beautiful palms that are easy to care for and really, really can play well together, because the layers will all work and grow in unison together, so you're not fighting each plant or tree of heights, you know. So, okay, so let's go into the next palm grouping, and I did save the best for last. So hello way up there. So we are off to our last tree of choice, and it is the triangle fan palm. I know, you guys are so shocked. It's a big shocker. But yes, if you follow this channel, you know I love the triangle fan palm. It is not a self-cleaning palm, but it is absolutely beautiful in its own right. And it's one of those trees that you can really layer on top of, like you're just about to see above me here. This tree is a tree that you can really kind of put something chunky and full in front of, and it's almost like a backdrop tree. So not only does it give you a variation, and it's like a light either green coloration or silver coloration, a type that's depending on the color that you choose when they're young, but you're going to get a nice variation or pop of palm tree color in your landscape. That's what I love about palm trees. They come in all shapes and sizes, so you're going to get a fun tree to work with. So if you back up, Bryce, you can kind of get a good general idea of what this guy looks like in the background. So this is a triangle fan palm collection that we have had for years and years and years and years, and it has really just grown into a beautiful backdrop. We put 3 young triangle palms back here, and now they are a staple of our landscape and our backyard. They are the light coloring trees among amongst all of the dark greens. So I think they're just an ideal palm to work with. Down below here, right next to me, I have a triple spindle palm right directly in front of it. Now this is a chunky palm tree, just like a bottle palm is. It's just a little bit taller, so it's going to do a really nice job of kind of giving us a little bit of buffering from the actual trunk of the triangle palm, because the triangle palm trunk is nothing to, nothing to write home about. It's just a trunk of a tree. The real beauty is above that. So I love putting a tree that does have more foliage, more girth, more interest just down below in front of that. And if you look at the spacing between the two trees, it's probably like 3 foot. So there's not much spacing below. But so one's planted right in front of the other. I wanted a tree that was really going to overshadow my water feature, and that's what this spindle palm does. And I think it does the perfect neighboring palm for my triangle fan palm. Now, triangle palms grow very slow, so you get about 1 foot to 1.5 foot a year from them. As far as sandy soil goes, they're going to grow a little slower in more moist clay kind of soils. But overall, they are a slow-growing palm. What they do is they offer you more of a wide expanse, kind of like they sound like a fan to the front of them. And they offer more of a short trunk. So as old as this tree is, it probably only has about 6 foot of trunk, which if this were a foxtail palm, it would have 14, 15, 16 foot of trunk. And so you get a lot of tree for the money with this. So you can put this near a foxtail palm, and the foxtail palm would be over it, and the triangle palm would be to the front of it. And it's kind of a nice kind of ideal intermediate tree. So, and I know that sounds like, gosh, this is a pretty good sized tree, but this tree's been in the ground for 20 years, and it's really taken off and really just done what it's meant to do. And it's been a perfect staple in this garden. So I use triangle fan palms as a centerpiece tree all the time in my landscape. So don't be afraid to give that tree a try. All right, you guys, that ends my favorite 5 palm series. I do have a book coming out that Bryce and I are writing together as a joint project. It is 50 of my favorite plants and trees. It's going to list, of course, some of these plants and trees that we're talking about every single week on this channel, and it's going to give you all the details about everything that I know of about those plants and trees through all of my experience of being in this business for a little over 25 years. And of course, it's going to list my personal opinions because, I don't mind sharing my thoughts on everything that I do. I love plants and trees. I could literally talk about them for all day. Bryce is editing it, so he's concising the personal opinions to a few paragraphs. So don't worry, it's not that long of a book. But overall, you're going to see beautiful pictures of the plants, the trees, details about them, what to use for fertilization, what to use for care guides, what to look out for as far as weaknesses and strengths. So, we're also going to have a companion list. So each plant and tree will have a grouping of companion plants that really work well together. So that way you guys get like the whole shebang about the plant. That way, if you're new to Florida, I want you to almost be able to take that guide and say, okay, I like this, this, and this, and these will all work together, and this is how I can start my garden. So it is a complete DIY packed book, which I think you guys will really find interesting if you enjoy this channel. So check it out. I will be sure to put a link. Well, maybe not me, because you guys actually want the link to work. Bryce will put a link down below that will take you right to that book as soon as it's ready, and I just can't wait to hear your comments and thoughts on it. So thank you, True Gardeners, so very much. I will see you guys in the very next video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if this is the kind of thing that you like. If you like more helpful tips on plants and trees, then I will see you in the very next video. Take care.